Hello guys, welcome to my channel. Today our topic is Python data types. Python data types are defined the type of data that can be stored in a variable. Means a is equal to 10. It is the integer data. A is equal to 10.5. It is the float data. So like that it stores the type of data in a variable. Python has several inbuilt data types, each serving different purposes and different operations. Like each and every data type have its their own characteristics. So they are serving for the different purposes and different operations. In Python, primitive or basic data types are fundamental building blocks used to represent simple values. These are immutable, so you cannot change, meaning the value cannot be changed after they are created. Once the value is created, you cannot change the value. So that is meant by immutable. So we have the primitive or the basic data types. The basic data types are numeric, string, byte, boolean. Okay, these are the basic data types. So in coming session, like we will see practically, okay, what are the data types we have and what are those. First we will see the numeric data type. Numeric data types classified as like integer, complex and float. Okay, now we will see coding wise. So now here I am declaring the value 10 to variable a. I am declaring a value 10 to variable a. So numeric data types are categorized into int, float, complex. Okay, now we are seeing the int. So I'll go through the debug method and then I will explain you it like step by step. So here I'm opening the console, and if you observe, like a is equal to 10, I declared. After that, like it goes to the next value, like it is the interpreter kind, like it goes to line by line, like top to bottom approach. Now the value of variable a is, so value of variable a is 10. Here if you see the 10, and see it is printing here in the console, value of variable a is 10. And the data type of variable a, so as I mentioned, like int 10 is nothing but the int numerical value. So now we will see the data type of variable a is int, class int. Integer is a class, like int is a class. So class int means the a variable a contains integer value. Now go to the float. B is equal to 10.5, means like decimal value, 10.5 or 11.0 or 13.5, whatever it may be. Okay, the value of variable b is 10.5, is 10.5. The data type of variable b is float. If you observe the class float. Now in Python we have one more object, like a complex. Complex is nothing but the real number plus imaginary number. Okay, 10 plus 5z. So the value of variable c, like the complex c, is 10 plus 5z. Here I am declaring the value 10 plus 5z. Now I want to see the data type. So data type of that variable c is complex, the class complex. And if you observe, okay, like we will see the 10 plus 5z, like data type complex. I want to see the real number, like real number is 10 here and imaginary is 5z. If you observe, like real number is 10 and imaginary number is 5, j is the imaginary. Okay, Now, not only like complex numbers will not only the declare with the 10 plus 5 0 or like the straightforward numbers, like we can you with the help of the complex also, complex method also we can declare, or complex class also we can declare. Okay, see if you observe, like here I'm giving the value complex 3 comma 4. So the value of complex 3 comma 4 is 3 plus 4z, like 3 is the real number, 4z is the imaginary number. And the data type, see if you observe the data type complex, here I am declaring the complex class, so the class is complex. Now you are passing only the integer values and you are seeing the complex, but if you pass the string inside integer, okay, so in that scenario, like here I am passing minus 2 as a string value, but 2 is minus 2 is the integer, like I am passing the integer value inside the string, so it should be the string. And the complex, see if you observe the complex, ct is equal to minus 2 plus 0j, 0j is the imaginary, see minus 2 plus 0j, so it will take the real numbers and then it will work on it. Data type of variable c2 is complex. Why? Because here I am declaring the complex class. So this is about the numeric types. This is about the numeric types. Now coming to mapping type. Mapping type contains the dict object or dict data type. Dict data type is nothing but the dictionary. Dictionary means key pair value. Key is constant, like key should not be the duplicate. Value can be the duplicate, but key should not be the duplicate. Okay, now we will see. So mapping type is nothing but the dictionary. It is the key pair value, like everyone knows that. So here I am passing the dictionary. So inside the dictionary I am trying to show all kind of, like dictionary is the heterogeneous, like so I am trying to show all variety of data here. So here I am taking the key value a, and for that a key a I am declaring the value list of 1 to 3. For the key b, the value here I am taking my channel name, at the rate it's your Montgomery, and c I am taking the numerical value 1 to 3 integer, and d here I am taking the string z. Okay, now we will see. So here I am declaring I am assigning the dictionary data to e. Now I am trying to see the value of variable e is nothing but the dictionary. Okay, is this data. Now the data type of the dictionary is the dict class, dat dict. So dictionary we are declaring with the help of curly braces and key pair values. Okay, now mapping type is completed. So mapping type contains only the dictionary, and dictionary is the key pair value. If you want to see like what is dictionary or what is list or tuple, like in my previous class we have that, so you can go to that class and then you can see. Now coming to next data type, boolean. So boolean is the data type, like bool is the class. Inside the bool class we have the true or false, like unlike in other coding like C or Java, like you can see like 0 or 1. So 0 means the false, 1 means the true, like that. So like that here we have the true or false. We don't have 0 1 such scenarios in the Python. And boolean is the type, and inside the boolean we have the bool class. Okay, so as I mentioned, like true or false only we have. Here I am taking the f is equal to true, and type of f here I am checking, like type of f is the boolean, bool. Okay, like here I am taking f1 is the false, and here I am trying to print the type of f1, and type of f1 is the bool, like means boolean, bool class. For example, to check that, like true or false means if you have the data or not, like it's true or false, like is in conditions, such scenarios. So here I'm taking f is equal to none. So none means none is the one data type. Okay, so here I'm declaring that f2 is equal to none, and bool of f2, like boolean class of that f2. Okay, so it should be false, like none means nothing, no data there, so it should be false. And 0 for the value 0. So for the value 0, internally it converts the 0 to false and it prints the false. Okay, and 0 0.0 is also it considered as the 0 at backend, and it gives the value false. Now fi is equal to 1. Fi is equal to 1, and I'm trying to print the boolean of f5. Okay, means bool of 1. So it is true, means 1 means true. So here we can consider the true or false, and we can consider the zeros and ones. But how zeros and ones it consider, like true or false? In the true or false case also, like in true we should use the capital T. In the false we should use the capital F. So like that, here like you can get, maybe you can get the doubt, like at starting he is mentioning that 0 ones are not working here, but how it is working here? 0 and ones are working because of the bool class. Okay, here I'm passing 1 to the bool class. If I'm passing directly 1, it will not consider that. So if you observe my old statements, I'm passing true or false directly. So that's the reason it is taking that true or false directly. So that's the reason it is taking that, like 0 or ones, like at backend. But here if I pass the 0 or 1, maybe it will not identify that it is the boolean. So I'm passing the 0 and 1 to the bool class. So because of that reason, it is considering the true or false. Now I'm checking for the non-empty string. For example, so now we are checking about the none. Okay, so like that we are checking about the non-empty string. Here and in the non-empty string means like string contains the data. Okay, or not, it's not an empty string. So here I'm taking f6 is equal to at the rate it's your Montgomery. Okay, so I'm checking that boolean is true, means it contains some value. Okay, now going to the set is another type. Okay, set is the another type, and set is the unordered collection of data, and it will be the immutable objects, like so in the set type we have two scenarios, like two data types, set and the frozen set. Set, you can add the value, like it is the immutable object, like you can, sorry, it is the mutable object, you can change the data. Okay, sorry, set is the mutable object, like you can change the data, and it is the in order collection of data, and it should not have the duplicate. Set should not have the duplicate. And we have the another data type in the set type, like that is the frozen set. What frozen set will do? Frozen set, like it makes that set data as a immutable, like you cannot do any change. We will see how it works. If you want to know about the set, as I mentioned, I have the previous video, so you can come here and then you can check. I will attach that video in the card, so you can come and then check. Okay, so sorry, yeah, set type, set and the frozen set. Now here I'm taking the z as a variable. To the z I'm assigning the values, like set values, it's your Montgomery. So if I'm seeing the value of variable z is set, it's your Montgomery, and the data type is set. Sorry, here I'm not taking the data type of z. So here I'm passing my set data to variable z. Okay, so value of variable g is set type, set data, it's your memory. Okay, and the data type is the set. If you observe, the data type is the set. Okay, set is the mutable object, like you can change the data, but frozen set is the immutable object, you cannot change the data. For example, I'm passing my set data to the frozen set method or frozen set object. Okay, so I'm passing my set data to the frozen set method or class. Okay, so what it happened, like that mutable object becomes the immutable now, so you cannot add or delete any data. If you observe, I'm trying to add Kumar to my frozen set. See, it throws error. Frozen set object has not attribute add. Okay, and you cannot add any value to the frozen set. You cannot add any value to the frozen set, but you can add value to your set data. Okay, now we will see for the set data. Here I'm taking the value g dot add Kumar. Here I'm adding the value to my set. Okay, my set data can take. See, here I'm adding g dot add Kumar. Okay, I'm adding my Kumar value to the set data. See, Kumar is added. Now we have the frozen set for the while coming to the dictionary. How frozen set will act? A frozen set will take the keys from the dictionary. For example, I have the dictionary G2 and it contains the data. Okay, so I'm passing that G2 dictionary to the frozen set. Now once it passed to the frozen set, like I am trying to print the key, so here it is printing the key DACB, A, B, C, D. These are the keys. Okay, so that is nothing but the frozen set. Like if you want to don't want to do any changes in your set, so at that time frozen set will be usable for you. Like it's like a constant or like a complex not complex, like, sorry, it will be placed like a constant or a lookup data. Okay, now coming to binary type. In for the binary type we have the bytes, byte array, memory view. We have the bytes, byte array, and memory view, sorry, memory view. Okay, so bytes means like zeros and ones, like binary numbers, you know, 0 and 1s, like machine can understand only those numbers, like machine language we can call. Here I'm passing h is equal to at the rate it's your memory. Okay, at the rate it's your memory. Yeah, at the rate it's your memory. And I'm looking for the value, like value of h, bytes h is at the rate it's your memory. Now I'm trying to, yeah, I'm trying to change my string value to the bytes. Okay, I'm trying to change my string value to the bytes. So it is taking that string value bytes, but usually okay, earlier it is the commented out part. Now I opened it. Wait, I'll stop the process and then I'll show you again. Sorry for the inconvenience, like unfortunately I removed the hashtag, and I'll show you. Okay, so in the bytes, like I'm passing my string value. Okay, and the value of variable h is h. For example, if I open my commented out part, if I open my commented out part like bytes of h, so we will see how it works. Bytes of h, how it works, we will see. Okay, so bytes of h is throwing an error. Why? Because string or argument without an encoding. Without an encoding means like we have the encoding like a UTF-8. Mostly we will use the UTF-8. So like we have more also, like we have more, but here we are using mostly the UTF-8. So what UTF-8 will do, it's encode my string data to the bytes. Like it helps to encoding my string data. Now we will see how it works. Okay, now here I'm passing my string value to the h variable, and this is the data. It's your memory, and now earlier I'm getting the error, but now if you observe, it will not throw the error. Like it passed to the next line, and the value of bytes h is binary b of at the rate, it's your memory. For example, if I'm taking for the integer, at the time of integer no need to do the encoding part. So for the integer, like bytes of b is a binary of this slash x double zero. Okay, now for example, if I'm trying to pass my list, okay, if I'm trying to pass my list, so at that time how it behaves. So I'm passing my list 1 12 comma 34 comma 76, and for that my binary data is this one, like bytes data is this one slash x0 c. Okay, now one more thing here, like for the list, like a list of integers into bytes, converts the list of integers into bytes, it will do that. Now here it will take the 256 character length if it is greater than the 250, not character length, sorry, it will take only the 256 data, ASCII data or something. Like if it exceeds the 256, then it will throw an error. It will throw an error. For example, if I'm taking okay, one, for example here, for example, if I'm taking the 256 here, okay, or 156 or 356, here I'm taking 356. See here, if I'm see here I'm passing my list 356 to h2, and now I'm trying to convert that h2 to bytes. See, it is throwing the error, like bytes must be in the range of 0 to 256. If it exceeds the 256, it throws an error. So if it exceeds the range, it throws an error. So that's the reason this is the limitation here. We can see, or maybe not the limitation, like it's the rule we have. Okay, so the list we can convert into bytes. Okay, the list we can convert into bytes, And now byte array. In the byte we have binary type, we have the byte array and the memory view. Now we will see the byte array. Byte array function in Python creates the mutable sequence of bytes. Okay, we can create a mutable sequence of bytes, which is essentially an array of integers in the range 0 to 255. So as I mentioned that the integers range 0 to 255. So representing the byte values. Okay, so representing the byte values. For example, here I am taking the byte array of 10. Okay, here I am taking the byte array of 10. The value of byte array is see byte array of binary of the data, binary data or the bytes data. Okay, binary data or the bytes data. For example, if I am taking the length of this byte array of the binary data or bytes data. Okay, how it works here, it is the 10, like it is using in the purpose of decoding. Okay, here I'm passing the value 10 to my byte array. What it will take, it will converts that byte array, takes the 10 to the bytes, and after that it converts to byte array. When I am taking the length of that I, when I'm taking the length of that I, so it is giving the value 10. Now here I'm taking the string, okay, creating byte array from bytes also, like sorry, not string, like here I'm taking the bytes. Okay, here I'm taking the bytes, binary of or bytes of, if I'm when I'm keeping the b at the starting, so it should be the bytes or binary we can call. So byte array of I1. Okay, the value of byte array of I1 is like a byte array, binary or bytes of at the rate it's your memory we have. Okay, now I'm trying to get the length of that I1. Okay, the length of that I1 is 16. The length of the I1, the original value of that I1 is 16. Okay, the original value of that I1 is 16. Now going to the memory view. Okay, another data type in binary type is the memory view. Memory view object allows us to access and manipulate the internal data of an object without copying it. Okay, so no need to copy the data from one variable to another variable to do the operations. Okay, so we can do the in place manipulations or the iterations we can do. To do that, we have the memory view, and the parameter we have the object parameter. So here I'm taking the byte array at the rate it's your memory, and then here I'm taking that encoding UTF-8. Okay, I'm passing my byte array data z to my memory view. Okay, I'm storing that variable memory view. So if I'm going to print, so yeah, now what happened, I'm passing my byte array data to the variable j, and I'm passing that j to the memory view. What view will do, memory view will iterate one by one. Okay, for example, and it converts the values to ASCII. It converts the values to ASCII. For example, here I am taking the list. So it is giving the byte array to that entire list, byte value to that entire list, not for the individual element. But in the memory view, you have the buffer and you can iterate it. So in the memory view, you can iterate the string, or you can iterate the value. So here I'm passing my j byte array data to the j, and that j I'm passing it to memory views. Okay, j I'm passing it to memory views. And now when I'm printing the memory view of 2. Memory view of 2 means like as I mentioned earlier, like without changing the data. So earlier we used to copy another file and then we do the operations. So here what happened, like I'm trying to take the memory view of 2. Memory view of 2 means like at the rate is the 0 index and I is the first index, t is the second index. So I'm trying to take the second index value, and I'm trying to take the second index value, and in onto the second index value I'm passing the 177 ASCII key. 127 sorry 117 ASCII key. 117 ASCII key means it is the U. Okay, I will show you here. Okay, don't worry, I will show you here. So see, IUS, sorry, 117 is the yes, IUS underscore your Montgomery. Okay, what basically it will do when you are iterating the value, like when you are iterating the elements inside the value, like here it should be the byte array of the string. Okay, so when you are iterating inside the data, so at that time it will give you the ASCII key number. Okay, for here I'm removing t. Here I'm removing t. Why? Because 0 is the rate index and 1 is the first index, 2 is the u index. Okay, here I'm removing uh, t. Okay, for the t the ASCII value is 116. Okay, the t the ASCII value is 116. Now instead of 116 I'm passing 117. So when I'm passing 117, it is the s. Okay, IUS your Montgomery, it is s. See, these are the basic questions, and in the interviewer will ask you so many doubts. So these are the basic questions. You can learn it. Okay, you can learn it. So final type is the sequence type. So in the sequence type we have the string list tuple. String list tuple. Okay, so we have the variable k. Inside the variable k we are storing the single line string. Okay, it's your Montgomery is the single line string, and we can as you know, like we can iterate, or we can act like you said, like you can so not act like this, like you can iterate the variable data in the string. Okay, so here I'm taking the k of 0. K of 0 means I. Okay, and here I'm printing at the rate plus k. So here I'm assigning the value to variable k. Okay, if print k of 0 means I. K of 0 means I. I means in for the it's your Montgomery. For the it's your Montgomery, the 0 is I. For the it's your Montgomery, the 0 is I. Index 0 is I. So this is the output here. Now I'm adding at the rate to my variable k. Variable k contains it's your Montgomery. So I'm adding at the rate. If you observe here, see at the rate it's underscore your underscore Montgomery. Now we will see, like we have the single line, so we are keeping it with the single quotations. For example, we have the multi-line, or we have the sentences. Okay, so at that time we will use the triple quotes, triple single quotes, or triple double quotes. We can use anything. So here I'm taking it's your Montgomery channel. Here also I miss out to add the at the rate. So here I'm adding that at the rate. See, at the rate it's your Montgomery channel. Not only with that, like you can do the slicing in the list, or sorry, in the string. For the string you can do the slicing. Here I'm trying to do the reverse slicing. Okay, and if you observe, see, channel Montgomery your it's. Okay, so like that it will change. Now coming to list. list is also one kind of data type in the sequence or sequence type, or in the collections also list we have. List is the heterogeneous data, and it is the mutable object. Okay, so for the list we can append the data. List dot append of 6, we can append the data. Okay, so after appending, if I'm going to the println, okay, 1 2 3 4 5 6, so that is nothing but the list. And tuple is also one more the sequence, and a tuple is the immutable object. You cannot add any data to the tuple. Okay, for example, here I'm printing m of 0. Okay, print print m of 0. Maybe we cannot add here now. See why I am taking the debug mode, like so to execute the line by line and then explain you. So that's the reason here I'm taking the debug mode mostly. So here m of 0 is equal to 6. I am trying to add the 6 value to m of 0, and we will see what it happened. So it throws the error, tuple does not support item assignment. So means tuple, it is the heterogeneous data, but it will not accept to add or do any changes. So like it is nothing but the immutable object. Tuple is nothing but the immutable object. So that's the reason, like here we are having the failures. Here we are having the failures. If you want to see about dictionary, set, list, tuple, so I have the previous session videos, like I will add that videos here in the cart or in the description. You can go through it. So at there, like here I'm with the help of this chart, I explained each and everything, so it will be very useful to you in the interview purpose. So now Python data types are classified into 6 steps, like numeric, mapping type, boolean, set type, binary type, and the sequence. So and also, like in individual area we have the sub data, like subsequences, like integer complex for the numeric, dict for the mapping, and boolean bool, true or false for the boolean, and set frozen set for the set, and for the binary types like bytes, byte array, and the memory array, and in the sequence type like string, list, and tuple. And one more time, like here I'm repeating it, like in Python no need to declare the external data type, like no need to declare the data type accessible to the variable. Okay, like as per the input value, understand Python can understand, and it changes the data to int or string. Okay, yeah. So Python, like no need to declare the data types here. So as per the input, like Python can identify your input data type. So the data that can be stored in the variable, to identify the data type, like we are adding the data to the variable, and when you add that type of to the variable, then it will give you the data type of that, the class of the data type to that value. And we have the basic, like one more here I'm reasoning here, like in Python, primitive data types are numeric, string, bytes. Okay, like those are the fundamental buildings, like and no need to declare no need to declare the data type, and no need to import any data types. Like those are the inbuilt, most of the data types are the inbuilt, so no need to import from other. Okay, and those are the fundamental building blocks used to represent simple values, and these are the immutable. You cannot change the value. Okay, a is equal to 10. A is equal to 10 means 10. It has some memory. Okay, if you add a is equal to 20, so it overwrites it and then it makes the 20, and then it has some other memory. Okay, or the address. It has the memory or the address. Like here I will show you. For example, a is equal to 10, and if I am taking the print id of a. Okay, if I'm taking the print id of a. Sorry, here the id of a contains the different address. It contains the different address. Okay, so if you observe, like address is like 3480. For example, here I'm assigning a is equal to 20. Okay, a is equal to 20. Those are the integer values, but the addresses are different. Different. Okay, if you see here, yeah, again I'm trying to debug it. See, the addresses are different. So that's the reason we call it like a immutable objects or immutable data. Not data, like objects we call. So this is the class today. Thanks for watching this video. Please do like, share and subscribe. Thank you.